Right, we're back. It's been a little bit of a break. Winter solstice is upon us and Griff's brain is back to normal almost. Not sure how normal that is compared to the general population, but it's back to normal anyway. My name's David Mundy.
Hi, Dave.
And this is our podcast, Old Bull Young Buck. And with me is my lovable co-host again, Griffin Logue. How are you, mate?
Mate, it's good to be back. My head's back to normal. I'm ready to go. It's the coldest day of the year so far for me, so I'm freezing, but I feel like it's stimulated me a bit and I'm ready to rock and roll. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. So you're fully recovered from your big hit with Aaron?
Yeah, Norts. Shout out to Norts as well. He actually ended up giving me a message after the hit, so it was nice of him after he dismantled our side. But other than that, he was really nice of him. Head's good. Bit groggy for the last couple of weeks, but had a bit of time to just sit back and just really think about it and it's ready to rock and roll.
Have you had a look at the incident? It was one of those crazy, stupid, go back with the flight ones. Have you had a look?
One of those things, damned if you do, damned if you don't, I reckon. It wouldn't have been a different chat if I had pulled out, but happy that I still did it, to be honest. So.
No, it's very brave, mate. We love you for it.
Well, thank you so much, Dave. How are you going in this cold, by the way? It's pretty cold, and you're a bit old, so.
No, I love it, mate. Feeling it in the bones, but big country at heart. Blood pumps.
Doesn't
cold
affects the cold. So. Old people get affected a bit more, but you're right.
This is a balmy summer's morning at the moment in Seymour, in the Goulburn Valley. So, it's going very well.
Yeah.
Actually, my boys' Oz kick got cancelled Sunday morning, because of the rain.
Too cold.
The mums took over and cancelled it. No, I'm a bit filthy. I was a bit filthy about it. But
probably deep down a little bit happy just to sit in bed a bit longer. But
no, we still went out for a bit of a kick and got a bit wet, so we had fun. But our last podcast, which seems a lifetime ago now, Des Headland.
Long time ago, it feels like it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was great.
What'd you take from Desi?
First time I actually really conversed with him, the big fella. Very good kind of figure, I reckon. It's got very imposing, not in a bad way, just kind of would have been good to play alongside him, I reckon. And I had a good chat with him and I like him. I wouldn't mind having him on again. It's replace you kind of thing.
Oh, hang on.
At some stage, but no.
I thought we were going all right.
We're going all right. We're going all right. But no, I think it was good. Probably give him I'd put him up to 8 out of 10, I reckon, in terms of chat, content. Had a few good stories. Spoke well. Loved it.
I couldn't believe some of the recall he had on some of the stories that we brought up from 20 years ago, and he just instantly recalled.
It's good effort, yeah. I reckon it could have been a defence mechanism, just trying to hide to see if you had other things hidden there, but it was good. So
no, he was great. Yeah. And I played with him for a few years, as you mentioned, but I don't remember his chat ever being that good. So it's something that has really grown and developed, and he's dipped a toe in the waters of politicians, I guess. So he's certainly developed that side of himself. But we move forward now. We've got a really exciting guest.
We do.
He's a bit nervous. But
he's a bit nervy. He's my good big friend. Look, with the Fremantle Dockers socials, they were blowing up and they wanted him on. And the big fella, Swaggy-O, big swag, Sean Darcy, mate.
Welcome.
How you going?
Thanks, boys. I'm actually a bit nervous, as you can see with that handshake, with a little bit of clammy hands.
That's Andy Brayshaw-esque, that's ripping. Crikey.
But excited to be here. Pumped.
You good, mate? You wouldn't be affected by this cold, would you?
Oh, well, growing up in Cobden, it gets pretty cold, but I am a little bit affected these days. I think I've been away a bit too long. Haven't been in the winters back in Victoria, so I'm a bit disappointed to say. Mum and Dad would be a bit disappointed at me.
You are clearly affected because you're a bit of a pretender. You generally send me photos every day that you're going to the beach, and it actually turned out to be this morning. You didn't go. You rolled over. You saw the wet, saw the wind, and said, "Nah, I'm all good."
Up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit embarrassed by my performance this morning. I come to the club, first person I see is Griffin. We're usually at the beach most mornings, and
wet hair, by the way, because I'd already been in the ocean. So.
And first, did you get down? And I got up early, 6 to get down there, and I've walked outside, and I'm like, "Ooh, this one's a bit cold for me today." So
not all of us can make the hard choice, mate. But
a bit disappointed in myself with that one.
You must. Sorry, just changing tack slightly, but you must be feeling a bit more confident now. You don't have to drive to the beach. You live a bit closer to the beach now. But I remember you picked me up one time a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Early in the morning, so 6 o'clock down at the beach. And had the heater cranking, obviously. We were getting prepped for jumping back in the car.
Yeah.
But we got out of the car in the car park and walking off. And I was like, "Oh, Griff, you've left your car on." He goes, "No, that's how I do it." So we're in the beach for 15 minutes.
Leave the car on, keep the heater going, keep it running. Got to 100%.
You
Keep
got
keys
it.
in the ignition. Anyone out there, see the number plate, see my car, just mate, take her for a spin because she's going to be on and keeping it. It's going to be warm inside at least. So I'm looking out for you. But yeah, you're right, mate. But you got to do it sometimes just to look after the body. But back to big swag anyway. Big swag, Swaggy-O, onions, sugar. Apparently, that's the new one. That's a new one from Joel Hamling. Apparently,
Wow.
younger one, Hodor.
Yeah,
You've got all these nicknames. Which one's your favourite?
Oh, well, it depends on where I'm at. So if I'm in Victoria with my old, younger mates who I went to school with, Hodor is very big, and I'm referred to as Dor or Hodor, Dor close friends. But over here, Swaggy-O has been pretty big.
Which do you prefer?
Swaggy. Yeah, I was going to say Hodor.
Loves big swag.
Largely does.
Loves big swag. This isn't to be confused with the swag that you sleep in. This is big swag. He's got style. Swag. So Swaggy-O.
Swagger.
I love it. Where did they actually come from? Hodor, clearly, don't have to get into that one too much. It's the
Well,
Game
I
of
grew up
Thrones.
in a boarding house. There's a lot of wrestling going on in an old boys boarding house. So when I was year 10, I was wrestling this little guy who likes to wrestle, but he wasn't very good at it. So he jumped on my...
So like Dave.
What are you looking at? Oh, hang on. There's been one-on-one wrestle.
I'm pretty sure I saw with Dave. Dave get up, put you in a sleep
Let
hole.
Sean finish the
and
story.
Did you tap?
Nap before you tap. I never tap. I never tap.
Yeah, so we were wrestling and he got on my back and I didn't tap, but that was where Hodor started and I hated it and the boys kept going on.
One of those things, I reckon, if you get given a nickname and you hate it and you show the boys that you hate it, it's
locked in. It's
the biggest mistake you'll ever make.
Did you eventually embrace it? I heard you put it on your leverage jumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did. I was like, yeah, at this first year, nah, don't start. Like, if you call me Hodor, we're fighting. Like, nah, not happening.
But then you're belted too much.
Then I lost a lot of fights.
Flip the
and
switch
then
on 'em.
I was
Reverse
like,
psychology.
yeah, exactly. You steer into the...
Big swag, one step ahead. Got to respect big swag like that.
I was going to bring up a game earlier this year where you made your way back from injury. You obviously had an interrupted intro into the season. But I think it was a forward 50 stoppage, nice little tap over the back. I think Sam Skowski ended up getting on the end of it, kicking a nice goal.
Great snag on his left.
Yeah, so
That
ran
was
a little
very good
bit.
snag.
And so this was right on the 50-metre line, the stoppage, the throw in. So the players kind of moved on and kicked the goal, and you're still back where the stoppage kind of was, watching Switter kick a great goal.
Keyword back as well.
Yeah. And can you talk us through your reaction to that great goal? And
I was just like getting around Switter a lot, but because Ruckman, we have to go back to the centre bounce, so I was making my way. I didn't really want to run all the way to the front, so I might have maybe suggested that I was back from injury, which
in some fashion, yeah.
Some boys got heard on the stands were watching me, and some were watching Switter. So I was happy that majority of them were watching Switter.
Can you run us through quickly, like what you said, how you said it, and maybe a few of the?
Maybe I was just like, yes, we kicked a goal. How good! That's so exciting for the boys.
It's good.
We're winning.
It's good that you say that, just because with the COVID kind of hitting the AFL upped the microphones that we can hear what players have said. So we've got it in
really?
quotage. We've got three separate ones. I'm back, which is what David said. Y'all must have forgot. And too big, too strong.
Whilst we're in.
This is with the double python, the cobra going on. Y'all must have forgotten too big, too strong. Are you too big, too strong, too swag? I'm back.
I reckon I said I'm back. I don't reckon the other twos were there. Dave was next to me though, so I think there's a tiny bit of mayo on that one.
No, they were definitely there. It's so vivid in my mind.
You said it. This isn't a debate.
I'm back, baby.
We're stating. This is a statement.
Is this a statement or is this a question?
Hey, too big, too strong. Plain and simple.
Oh, so funny.
It's good from you though.
So you're one of 4 kids?
Yes, I am.
Doctors, vets, Olympians.
Yes.
What happened?
Yeah, so I'm the black sheep of the family, as my older brother likes to call me. My oldest brother Xavier, he has Down syndrome, and when he was 19, he went over to Beijing in the world titles. And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't get the call up. Only mum and dad flew over for that, so I was a bit shattered with that. Didn't expect him to. I didn't know how he was going to go, to be honest. I knew he was a very good, talented swimmer. comes back with 2 world records, 5 golds, and 4 silvers.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
not a bad trip.
oh wow. So he's really talented at swimming, and now he's a chef back in Warrnambool at the moment. So he's going quite well, Zavi. Older sister, she's a surgeon, knees and shoulders. So she's very good for me anyway. So I always give her a call if I have any injuries, and she's going quite well at the moment. And then Liam, he's just graduated medical school. He's outside his 2nd year, and he wants to be a GP. So
A learned doctor.
Okay, out.
and then there's me. Yeah.
No, you're an absolute craftsman of what you're doing as well. But you grew up on a family hobby beef farm.
It wasn't a
Cobden?
hobby farm.
Parents are vets, aren't they?
They're vets as well.
What's a hobby farm as well?
So a hobby
not a
farm?
hobby
in case I got it wrong.
It's a farm, not a hobby farm.
Right. So
So a
what's the
hobby
difference?
farm
What's a hobby farm then?
is like a small farm where you go on the weekends and you go down to it, like if you live in the city.
Like Logie Bed's 5 acres up at Gidgana?
Yeah, hobby farm for sure. Yes,
Okay.
hobby farm for sure.
Still
No,
a
we were a
farm.
proper farm.
all right. And beef.
Beef cow.
He wasn't happy when he said
Yeah,
hobby
no,
farm.
that's,
he's
that's,
off,
I
he's
didn't
off,
like that
isn't
at that.
Farm boys
My old man will be on the phone to whenever he listens to this, and he will hate this so much.
Oh, well, apologies. Jeez.
Apologise.
Sorry,
Mr.
Darcy. So growing up on a proper farm.
There we go. There we go.
In Cobden, how does a nice big country boy
Mhm.
become so addicted to rap music?
Yes, it's very interesting. I don't know where the addiction came from, but I've always liked Eminem, old school Eminem, growing up, Tupac, Biggie, things like that. Even year 6, year 7, I had a mate of mine who on the bus on the way to school in a country farm, country town, the bus takes a lot longer than the city, so you're on there for an hour and a half towards school. So we would listen together for rap music, and you'd come home and you'd play it, and Mum would be like, "What's that music? Come on, turn it off. That's bloody ridiculous." And then I've just really enjoyed it ever since.
And so notebook, taking some notes, writing some lyrics down.
No, not writing lyrics, not
Could-
rapping, not
Going off, Biggie, like Tupac, it sounds like Swaggy-O.
Fits right.
Could be
doesn't it?
genuinely onto something. If you put your mind to it,
You guys have both
Your
heard
family-
me sing
your family-
and dance on
your
the
family,
dance.
there's clearly in the pedigree, there's good talent in that family to come out. And you could be the best rap dog ever.
Rap dog ever.
Absolutely, I
Oh.
think so.
I like
Uh,
it.
And so you're a Xavier College boy?
Yep.
Boarded?
You got a
Boarded.
bubble in your throat. That's funny.
Did I?
That
Sorry.
sounded like it.
What do you remember of those days? Anyone come through the AFL system with you?
Yeah, so I moved up year 10, so I got the last 3 years of my schooling up in Xavier College.
12, yeah.
Yep, got that one.
That's right.
So, I really
Good.
enjoyed boarding school. The facilities are unbelievable. If you've been to Xavier College in Melbourne, they're so big. There's so many ovals. There's a gym. There's a pool. Growing up in Cobden, you don't really have things like that, especially on a farm. So
Hobby
I
farm.
loved it. Hobby farm? No, definitely not. I really loved school, and my parents were really big on the education side of the school. So there was a lot of study, a lot of late nights, which was a lot of fun.
And so then how did that marry up with playing TAC Cup for the Falcons?
Yep.
And
Yeah,
later
so-
representing big country?
There was a lot of travel, a lot of time spent on trains or getting lifts down to
Listen to the rap though.
listen to rap always. Down to training. So my last couple of years of school were I'd finish if I had a free period on the Tuesday or Thursday that was training. I'd jump on a tram down to Flinders Street and then head to Geelong, and then I'd get picked up hopefully by one of the coaches at Falcons or my grandma who lived up the road from there. So there was a lot of time spent on the trains and doing study on the trains to go down to training.
Yeah. Nice. How did the Vic Country team that year go?
Yeah, we weren't great. I think we didn't win a game.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did I play against you?
I got dropped. Mickey got picked me for that game.
Ooh,
Ooh,
some
sour,
stories there.
there's a sour stop there, but
Jeez, you're a bit flat there.
I'm still flat to this day.
I think we walloped you anyway, so it wasn't much of that.
I wasn't playing.
Did you have all your eggs in one basket to just play footy? You playing any other sports at Xavier College? Or?
Yeah, I swam, and I also played basketball outside of school for
Did ya?
Camberwell Dragons.
We've seen the shot.
We've seen
It's dropped off a lot.
Boris Diaw.
Well, I'm
From
a
the
big
corner.
guy, so I just stayed in the paint and got the rebounds and a few block shots here and there, and
Yeah, big
let
swag.
everyone
A lot
go.
of hustle.
Yeah,
Touched
hustle.
on swimming.
Yep.
You are a gun swimmer.
Yep. Oh, I wouldn't say gun, but I can swim.
I
Best of
reckon
the club.
I'd have to easily best as the club. Better than Lee Spur, who was a fish. Would you be the best in the AFL? Like, what's your staple event, you reckon?
Oh,
what would you back yourself in, kind of? You'd look anyone in the ay and go, I reckon I got you.
Short distance explosive is probably where I was best. 50 fly, backstroke. I was not the greatest at breaststroke, but yeah, 150 is probably where I was at.
You did say, apparently you told someone that you clocked 24 seconds for the 50 free. Is that accurate?
25, not 24.
So that's moving.
That's pretty quick.
Oh, that's quick. And how old are you?
I was about 16 then.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And so you obviously did a lot of swimming growing up between, 8 and until kind of school. So
well, my older brother was a very good swimmer, so we sort of all got chucked in the car together, and Mum was like, I don't care, you're all swimming, sort of thing. So
early mornings for swimming, though.
Yeah, it's tough on the parents more than... I didn't realise how hard. Like, Mum would be up at 5, getting us all in the car. We'd drive, we'd be asleep in the car, driving to Warrnambool, and then we'd be in the pool, and she'd have to wait around for a couple of hours and drive us back to school. So, swimming is a tough sport. Mentally, it's very boring. Pool? Yeah, heated pool.
Yeah. It would have been cold getting up that early. And is Warrnambool cold?
Yeah. Warrnambool's freezing. Right. Very cold.
You almost didn't just kind of choose and end up with footy. You kind of almost didn't choose footy. Sorry, you wanted to stick with swimming, or?
Oh, not really. I just did it because my older brother did it, and it was something to do when you're living in a country town. You sort of do any sport you can. So, I really enjoyed swimming. I enjoyed footy. I enjoyed basketball. But I was just trying to enjoy it.
Jack of all trades.
Look at him go. And thankfully for us, you chose footy, drafted Freo at pick 38.
Yep.
What were your first impressions of moving over to the Nullarbor? And
it was pretty scary, to be honest. I didn't really know anyone in Freo, knew no one on the list. The first guy I met was Luke Ryan in a singlet at the airport.
That's a bad impression.
And
that was his cuss.
Legitimately, I just didn't speak a word on the whole flight because Lukey was next to me chewing me ear off. But we landed and we jumped on a car. I stayed with Aaron Sandilands for the first 6 weeks and met this guy over here.
30 picks before him, might I add.
To be honest, I don't think he followed me on Instagram for the first 6 months. It was a bit like that.
Come on, mate.
I'm not into me socials, mate.
And so what was draft night? What was draft night like in Cobden at the Darcy home residence?
Very low key. I personally didn't expect it to be drafted. I was sort of hopefully rookie, or I'd go 19-year-olds at Geelong Falcons and have a go the year after. So that was just me and I was watching in another room and Mum and Dad and
why is that?
They always wanted to talk about things and I was a bit nervous, you could say. I was pretty stoked. I'm pretty sure I was texting a mate, Alex Witherden, when my name got read out. So yeah, we were stoked, and I was like, Mum wasn't too happy. She was crying the whole night, and my older brother was like, "Oh, Mum, where's Freo?" Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, it's in Western Australia, Zavi." She's like, "You know that's pretty far away." And Mum just started bawling her eyes out, like, couldn't believe it. I was like, "Zavi, come on."
Put the nail in the coffin. Thanks, mate. Yeah, we know. Yeah, what did you think of me? We would have met when we at Spides was the first time we met, I reckon.
Oh well, I met you.
I reckon we had a Barbie. Tom Sheridan organised it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he was doing there. Oh, he was looking after Luke, or
yeah, he was with Luke.
That's what it was. Yeah,
yep.
I reckon I rolled in late.
You rolled in late.
Late notice. So.
I think you said some smart-ass comment to Lee Smur, and he didn't like that, and it was a bit testy at the table. But
already, once a smart-ass, always a smart-ass.
Yeah.
Live and die by that sword.
Exactly. I remember you asking where to park and things like that, and I was like, I don't know. How can I help you, mate? I had no idea. So yeah.
That's good. Thanks for that spot. If he listens to this, he took us all in and gave us a good feed.
He's a good man.
On a side note, great chef, Spide. Can cook anything. If you go to his, he's going to fill you up. And
I think we've got dinner this week, the ruck dogs and him, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Okay, let's skip lunch that day. Nice.
Big ruck dogs.
And it all come about full circle almost. Debuted against Geelong in 2017. What was that like?
Yeah, that was unreal. Just being back. I played a lot of footy in that ground. Being back with my family, like growing up there. So I had a couple of people in the rooms. We didn't get the win, which was a bit disappointing, but it was a good day.
It's hard to win down there. I saw a stat they've won 97 out of 109 or something.
Really?
In the last
we nearly won that.
Sonny missed a shot.
For once, Sonny wasn't clutch. But sorry, Sonny, but
I've been part of 2 wins
good game.
So 2 of the.
I remember watching that first.
The final was the best one. Yeah.
That killed me as a
You had
Geelong
40
supporter.
hit-outs on debut as well.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, how many did you have?
Yeah, I think it was 40. Yep.
How many disposals? Do you remember? Wouldn't remember, wouldn't you?
I think I was all right. I did get a little bit of the ball, maybe 15, maybe 14.
Yeah.
Put the hit outs into perspective for us. What's that for like a full forward? How many goals is that? Or for a midfielder, how many possessions is 40 hit outs?
Well, 40, yeah, 48, 40 is a good day. So 30 is like your average. You should, if you're playing ruck consistently the whole game.
Yep.
30 is pretty good, and then 40 is like, yeah, you're going well.
Oh, so it's like getting 30 touches as a mid or kicking.
I don't know if we're going that far. Like,
Is it?
Oh,
no way.
nah.
It's a hit-out.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't say 30 in a mid. 30 in a mid's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You've had it many times, but
Well, then how many goals is it? Like, relate it to
Half?
another position.
40 disposals is half a goal, wouldn't it?
half a goal.
Yeah.
So you can't see from full back. He's got no appreciation.
He's got no appreciation.
Oh, jeez.
Pretty sure the rucks go down. And,
Hit-outs don't mean clearances or anything. It just...
yeah,
you know,
you'd rather effective hit-outs these days.
how many effective ones is what we're really talking about.
Well, that's what he's good at that too.
Yeah.
You mentioned Spider. He's obviously
Yes.
a big mentor for you.
He's been great.
What's so good about him?
He's a very good footballer, but he's an even better person, I reckon. He's like the loyalty. There was no pressure like he's put on you. He just like any question he'll ask. I think I probably got it very annoying in the first year, the amount of questions, but he'd always have time for us. And he just simplifies it, doesn't overcomplicate it. And yeah, you just look up to him and you see what he's done in his career, and you just say, I just wish I'd half what he is.
He's a hell of a good man, and he probably would have been tested in that first year with the fish sauce incident as well. Don't know if anyone knows that one. What?
Here we go.
Oh,
It would have really tested him.
that would have tested.
It could have you could have been back in Geelong the next week. Like, at
I'm
that
surprised
rate.
I didn't get kicked out that night, to be honest.
Spod loves his kitchen.
Hang on, let Sean tell the story, Sean.
Yeah, so they did not let me do a thing in the house. Jen and Aaron, they're very good hosts. I would literally get home. They were like, "No, give us your washing. Give us like you're not cooking, you're not doing anything." So I thought I'd make. I don't know. I wasn't making anything with fish sauce, but I thought I'd make them like a nice salad or something to help dinner. And they weren't home. And I've reached out to get the dressing to like put it, and the fish sauce has just come and dropped everywhere.
It's a lot as well. It was a big tub.
It was like full. The fish sauce was full. Like it was not easy. So I'm sitting there like, oh my god, this is like, oh, what do I do? Like, I had no idea what to do. So I'm sitting there scrubbing.
It's like week 2 of the club, isn't it? Like week
barely
2.
know this guy.
Week 2
He
then with
drives
Aaron
like,
Sanderland.
oh my god, who has he put in his house? Scrubbed, tried to clean the floors, tried to mop. It wasn't going anywhere. I had no idea where the mop was. That's how long I'd been there. Got the paper towels, putting that down, like picked up all the glass and put it away, and he's rocked home. And I thought I did an okay job, like not great by any standard. But the first thing he's walked in, what's that smell? I was like, oh mate, I might have dropped the bottle. Bottle of what? Oh, it's this fish sauce. That doesn't smell, does it? And he's just shaking his head. He's got the mop out. He's scrubbing. I was like, oh my god, so embarrassed.
Cleaning stuff up like that, it's just such a big job, and you don't really know what you're gonna.
Nah,
what you're
especially
gonna get
moving out of boarding school, I had no idea
Yeah,
what to do
jeez.
really. So
Spide and Jen had 4 kids for a little while.
yeah, legitimately.
We did have one more thing, just on the Wikipedia page. It says, due to his physical size and playing style, often compared to Shane Mumford. Do you reckon that's fair?
Oh, if you think so, yes. I was probably a bigger kid growing up.
It's not me. It's Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, you've edited that.
You can edit that, can't you?
You can, but yeah, it wasn't me. Trust me, I would have put in some other stuff if I knew that I could edit it. But.
Yeah, skinnies weren't my forte growing up, so I was always a bigger kid. So yeah, especially boarding school diet didn't really help either. So yeah, getting
A lot of
drafted,
food. A lot of food at boarding school.
That's right. The body transformation is trending upward, I would say. So
trend is your friend.
keep that going. We'll move into a section now we call quick hands before Greg takes over. And I'm sure you've watched our pods before, Sean.
I've watched a
but
couple
I'll
of them,
remind
yes.
you, this is just quick answer, quick question, quick answer type setup. Last time you called your mum,
Friday.
your lockers between Caleb Sarong and Adam Chera. Who's the better neighbour?
Chera, he's very clean.
Best dressed teammate?
Michael Frederick.
Best mate at the club?
Darcy Tucker.
Can you cook?
Yes.
Favourite musician?
Polo G.
Your signature dish?
Nice roast lamb.
Coffee of choice.
Flat white.
Who cut your hair?
ABD.
Yeah, we'll get him, mate.
Are you happy with it?
It's a little bit shorter at the moment.
We'll get him, mate. Don't worry. We'll get him.
Did you ask for a dusty?
No.
Okay, move on. Pre-game routine.
Have to hit the beach.
Unless it's cold, clearly.
How much do you bench in the gym?
Oh, in the heart of pre-season, I think I got up to 150, 160.
1 RM?
1 RM.
Last meal on earth, what would it be?
Mum's lamb shakes.
Instagram or Snapchat?
Snapchat.
Who have you got the longest streak with?
Lucky Schultz.
How long is it?
I think we're at 240 days.
It's good effort.
Hardest player to ruck against?
Retired or still going?
Ever.
Aaron Sandilands.
If you weren't so tall and were a ruckman, what other position would you play?
Forward.
Oh,
Ooh, Switter style.
too
you
big,
reckon?
too big, too strong.
Snaps.
So you mentioned the Snapchat massive streak with Lockie Schultz. Tell us about that.
Oh, we've Snapchat each other for 240 days straight.
Good. It's nearly like, you know.
It's a good
That's
effort.
a long
Third
time.
of a year.
I've got
2/3 of a year, sorry.
So I've tried. Dave wanted to learn about Snapchat up in the hub, and to be honest, mate, your effort hasn't been there.
On a side
gonna be
note,
on.
I have just recently added Dave Money on Snapchat
Yeah, he's
And-
quite good.
and can agree, gives nothing.
Well,
Gives
neither do you,
nothing. Not to you. He gives a bit to me.
All right.
At the start, I had to teach him like the message replies doesn't count as a streak, and my theory was me and Dave wanted to have a streak, and I think the largest streak we've had 15 days, and then
It was great effort.
it was a great effort, but then you fall apart, and we need to start going again.
He was very intimidating the next day. So he'd come in with his arms out like too big, too swaggy on back baby, but aggressively. What happened? What did you do? And I was thinking,
Lost the streak.
I don't know, mate.
Come on,
It's
mate.
filthy.
Other relationships. So you got the streak with Shooter Schultz, 15-dayer with Davo. Another country boy you seem to be attached to the hip every now and then. Darcy Trucker.
That's a trucker.
How's that relationship? Just country boys? Is that just where it come from? Both fit country, both kind of
Well, he was the only guy I sort of knew when we got drafted together.
just through mutuals or
Yeah, mutuals. So
Yeah.
he was Northern Ballarat and I was Geelong. So walking into a room full of 40 boys and you don't know a single of them, you sort of, I stuck to him. And then
40 men.
40 men. So
40 men. That's all right.
I sort of stuck and then we've got along ever since.
Left foot, both left footers, both dashingly good looking men, both NBA lovers who can't shoot.
He can shoot,
Yeah, he can
actually.
shoot,
He's
sorry,
very
he's
good.
good from the corner.
Mate, that bloke, if he
Doesn't
played
miss.
NBA and you put him in the corner, he would get 30 points a game.
He's
Mm,
almost
or-
automatic.
In a good
What,
ball,
right
in a
now,
good
you
in a
reckon
good ball
no
movement
chance?
team, if you got an open look, he'd hit 10 of them.
Do you know how good the NBA players are? Like,
Whatever.
they're so big.
All right, whatever.
Shocking call from you.
Good friendship, Dave and Swag. Obviously, nothing that I would know about. Synergy, chemistry in the midfield. Talk us through some of these ruck taps. What goes through you blokes when you kind of...
Oh, I'd love to get Sean's take on it because I've got a fairly certain.
How does it work? Like, will you just walk up to Sean and be like, righto, Fife's not here, so I'm going to take it? Or
Where's Nat? No, great. My turn.
is that how it works?
Oh, it's sort of, you got to see early in the games where the space is, where the good. Dave's quite a bigger mid, so especially attacking side of the contest, if you can put it to them, he's usually pretty good and he gets his hand on it. So
Yeah, there's a lot goes into it, Griff. How the game's been going, how Swaggy's jumping, how we're executing his mids, but yeah, Sean's progress around the ground and in the CSBs has been great. It's been nice to be a beneficiary of that. Thank you, sir.
Is he better than Spide?
He's certainly getting there. Spide's unbelievably good, but Sean is certainly developing his craft and growing in a very good way.
Hey, Sean, well done.
thank you.
Well done, mate. There's always a bit of rivalry between you boys, kind of in the warm-ups. Always seem to be running together and racing each other. Both slow as a wet week, so not really much of an exciting race. But between you two, it's pretty even. Who is quicker? Do you reckon? Is that one of our kind of? Is that an end of year thing we could possibly?
Could be an end of year thing.
Well, I'm not sure. No, talk about it.
We do. We look at each other. There's a 80-metre sprint at the start of every training that I'm probably not the quickest one out of them, so I try to look at the slowest one and go with them. Dave seems to be a guy that we're competitive and like to see who wins. at the moment.
And he's been eating my dust all year.
We can go Mad Monday and we'll see who wins.
Yeah,
The trick is we go a little bit early as well,
Yeah.
so that by the time we get to the end, the
you
group's
both
caught
honestly
up.
couldn't run out of sight in a week. Think about that.
Yeah, but
Just
we
think
have
about
other
that for a
strengths,
second.
mate.
Other
Don't have to be
strengths.
quick.
Couldn't run
We've
out of
got
sight
other
in a week.
strengths.
Either way, enough of the slow talk. Living arrangements, swag. When you first moved in
Yes.
to Western Australia, you were just down the road from myself.
Yep.
With Sam Collins, Josh DeLuca, and the gang, Uber gang.
Yep.
How was that?
That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We were
Pretty much boarding school again.
yeah, basically there was a big house, 4 of us together.
Sam Collins was a boarding master.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he hated me by the end of the year. I was 18, 19, just got out of school, didn't know how to cook, didn't know how to clean.
2-minute noodles,
Yeah.
canned spaghetti,
Yeah.
type setup.
So he taught me a lot in my first year how to cook like these things. I remember one of the first nights I've cooked this prawn pasta that was absolutely terrible.
This did the rounds, yeah. It was a
This was
shocking pasta.
terrible. And you should have seen his look at me. He's just like, Josh DeLuca always made fun of it, but Sam was just so disappointed, like an old man when they're disappointed, and you
I'm
just
not
sit there,
upset,
just
I'm
like,
just
oh God, I'm sorry.
I'm not angry, I'm
It
disappointed.
was a nice house though, like
Yeah.
kind of near the water, just up the road from me. So
No, I had a lot of fun in that house.
Yeah.
So you've gone from Aaron,
Yep.
first few weeks, to this boarding house
Yep.
school.
for a year in a bit,
Yeah, maybe 9 months.
9 months.
Into Tommy Sheridan.
There was a period of time where
hang on, this is where there was a 2-weeker, wasn't it?
well, it was about 2 months, I reckon.
2 months.
Oh, sorry.
What's
yeah,
what's the top part of the house called again?
Attic.
Nah,
yeah,
up the top.
yeah.
Is it an attic? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Basement's down the bottom.
Mate,
and
I
the
lived there
attic's
for
up
2
the top.
months.
Basement
I
down the
know.
bottom, basement down the bottom, attic's at the top. You're in the attic of the Duck, Matt
Matt
Taverner's
Taverner.
house.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, it had no aircon. No, it did have aircon, but Tabs would refuse to turn it on for long periods of time. So
Power, save energy.
save money. Tabsy's always smart like that. So I reckon the first night I woke up in pool of sweat because I was at the top of a 3-story house with no aircon. It was quite funny. Tabsy's a different cat, as you know.
Yeah, he's different.
And living with
love
him
him,
is
yeah.
quite fun.
We started with nicknames, and we didn't talk about the origin of nicknames. Swaggy O, and prior to that was Onions.
Yep.
You just mentioned no aircon upstairs.
Yep.
It's an attic.
Yep.
It's 2 months in the summer
Yep.
in Tabs' house.
Yep.
Onions. What can we tell the listeners? Was there a bit of a stench? Is that where it was coming from? Is that what we have decided?
It didn't. I don't reckon it came from then. I reckon me and Tabs in the off season,
Tabs and I.
Tabs and I, sorry, went to the gym one day, and we were in a rush, and he didn't let me have a shower afterwards to go. I think we had a crossy into a gym to out for lunch, and we were driving there with Sam Collins, Josh DeLuca, and Matt Uber gang, and he was just like, "Wow, you smell like onions," like very loud as Tabs. And it hurt me for a couple of weeks because I prided myself on things like that. And I remember Tommy Sheridan, that was his only question as I was moving. He's like, "You've got to get your hygiene up, mate." And yeah,
You smell like onions, Swaggy-o.
in the front of it, I'm pretty sure it was a cafe. Like everyone heard, like it was unbelievable. Like,
Oh, you've embraced it now. It's
Yeah.
it's Swaggy-o. Anyway, you touched on the man who wanted to watch out for your hygiene. It was apparently the best housemate to live with, Tom Sheridan. So
the best housemate. Who is that from him?
walk us through that. Tommy and Fish, Brandon Matera.
Matera.
It was nice,
Recently-
really nice joint actually. Bigton,
Mhm.
nice pool, and Fish, as what you were just about to say, is recently engaged. Well done, Fish.
Congratulations, Brandon.
How was that living there?
Yeah, it was
Bigton?
good. It was probably very different to the other house. We were very together. The other house didn't really go out much, didn't go out for dinner or live in the lasher side of the house anyway. We had this pool, really good outdoor area, so we had a lot of boys over a fair bit. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Tommy and Brandon, they really helped me come out of my skin, be my own person, which they really encouraged, which was a lot of fun.
And your household is the sole reason Little Stove Cafe got up and running and established themselves. Is that right?
I'm pretty sure
Spent a bit of time there.
Tommy was there at least every day getting
Just
an egg and
try and
bacon.
get 16 lattes a day. They're all gesture. You'd sit down and just
Yeah.
wouldn't
But no,
leave.
you couldn't go anywhere else
No,
if you were
no.
getting coffee with Trano. No.
No.
Only the best.
Meet here.
Only the best.
Meet here. Current living arrangement is an apartment in
Yep.
South Freo.
Yep. So
For Touch and Love on the beach. How's would you say you've gone from boarding school to living with Train to living alone? Is it the best so far? You wouldn't go back?
I'm really enjoying living by myself. I didn't think I would be living for longer. I bought a house and I was planning to move into it. But I'm really enjoying it. Very easy. I like things clean. That I've noticed with myself when you're living by yourself, it's your place. So if anyone comes over and it's not clean, that's on you. It's a reflection on you. That's my opinion anyway.
Mate,
so
I've been there and it's not clean.
mate, go there right now. I do the floors at least twice a week. Things like that. I guarantee you it's clean.
All right,
We've domesticated
all
it.
right. Fair enough.
I'm growing up.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I'm growing up.
Well, it's any other kind of shocking stories, that nightmares, people like living with. Just Tommy's obviously hard to live with.
Maybe Tabs. I remember one day I come home, and this is sums Tabs up to T. I've walked home and he's singing this Irish jig for like 25 minutes straight. It was unbelievable. Like he was just like singing it. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Mate, I just need to memorize this Irish jig." Like, I'm doing it. I'm like, "All right, like sure, that's normal." And then I've gone to the toilet and I've come out and he's got a texter and he's writing on the fridge the Irish thing because he wanted to And then we've come out. I was like, "Mate, is that the permanent texter?" And he's like, "Yep." He's sitting there permanently written this Irish jig on a fridge. Out of all the things, I'm like, it just sums
If
him
he
up.
was singing it, what was it? Can you give us a little
can't.
taste?
I think this is
it's
what he was trying to
Griffin.
get to. Go.
No.
Come on.
I actually,
You know
I don't know that story. Or is it the Rocky Road to Dublin? Is that one?
It may be that one.
Mary Month of May.
Go on.
No.
Just give us a little taste.
Come on.
Oh, nah.
All right, we'll get the music later. We'll do it
If you
later.
give me a backing track, I'll give you the whole lyrics to it. Yeah.
All right.
The Rocky Road to Dublin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Merry Month of May from when I started. But anyway.
Beautiful. So that's
Moving
obviously a
on,
Tabsy fail, but there have been a few swaggy fails over the journey.
There's been plenty.
One that sticks in my mind is during the COVID period with mask protocol, doing interviews becomes a little bit tricky. You want to talk us through that one?
Yep. Yes. So live TV's not great either. So they're always recording. I'm pretty sure Luke, our media, was like, you have to leave it on like while you're speaking to show that we're following the protocols. And I've put it on. They've put the earpiece in, and I haven't realised anything. And I'm like, I'll just take it off as I'm speaking. Taken off, the earpiece has fallen off, and Pav has absolutely lost it. Like, he has cried of laughter. Like, we couldn't do the interview for another 5 minutes because he kept laughing. Like, it was, and it's gone everywhere. So
Not much you can do with that as well. You're kind of like a deer in the headlights, just so stunned. I reckon I got stumped getting on the bus to another airport when we're heading over last COVID or whatever it was. And no, it was to the Essendon game recently. And the news reporter just, like, I walked straight in, microphone straight in my face. How do you feel about going straight to Melbourne? And I just had me mask and I went, oh, it's good.
Jeez.
Walk straight on, thing like there's nothing you can do sometimes. You kind of, it's in the open.
And so that was off the back of you dropping some swear words on live radio post game, and you then claiming you're never doing media again.
Yeah, I did have a FaceTime from Griffin for about an hour convincing me to do this one. I said no multiple times, and Griff is a very good convince. So the worst about that is I didn't even realise I swore, which probably shows how much I swear in general. My older brother was listening to it live at the time, and he's absolutely lost it. Got a phone call on the way home.
Just trying to emphasise the point.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your favourite swear word?
Oh,
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
And then more recently this morning,
we
just came in, did a bit of a run around, then Mids had some hands.
Yeah.
Little
I was
portion
pretty
of
good there,
hands.
wasn't I?
Yeah, but then the last bit that we did, do you want to talk us through the drill and how
I laced you out
Couldn't.
with the chest with the
inside, outside, left, right.
the
that
inside,
one.
outside. Was I there?
Yeah, we've got it on film. Tom
We've got it
Fenton's
on
there,
film.
yeah.
Yes. the inside outside.
Do you want to talk us through what the drill was supposed to be like?
So-
and how you, I don't know, couldn't get it or understand it.
There's a person in the front, and they call inside left hand, or inside right hand, or outside left hand, outside right hand. And I don't know why. I just cannot get that drill to save myself. It is the
Because you're a ruckman.
The ball's coming too quick for him to make the L's.
Yeah, I am terrible at it. I think I got 4 goes in it. I'm pretty sure I got 1 out of 4, so 25%.
Just because you're a ruckman, mate.
I'm not like
your
that
fault.
bad at touch. I think I'm alright at it, but that one just
You're a
stumps me.
smart man, Sean.
Mm.
I just, that was amazing.
It's unbelievable. I don't get it.
You're a smart fella and you're a fart smeller. That's the difference, I reckon. That's the difference.
That's shocking from you. That is terrible from you.
Stop it there.
That is shocking.
He's been waiting for it.
It's a
He's
Family
been
Guy
waiting.
one. I'm happy to take that one.
And so we're filming this on a Monday this week.
Mhm.
Currently, as it stands, we think we're going to Melbourne this weekend to play Collingwood, but
Mhm.
we're
Pause.
not sure. There's obviously a little bit of uncertainty around this week for us all. But yeah, what are you looking forward to the most when we play Collingwood, wherever that is, however it comes about?
Just probably our good form. We played a good half against Gold Coast last week, so I'm really excited to see what we can do away, and bring that form into it.
And it's the first game for the Pies under caretaker
Harvey.
coach Robert Harvey,
Yeah.
and
What a weapon.
maybe some good players coming back. Brodie Grundy
Mhm.
among those. How does that make you feel?
I find the best players you're excited to go against in your position. It sort of shows where you are at. It's a challenge. It just shows where you're at as a footballer. So yeah, if he gets up, I'm excited to play him.
And if we have limited crowds, you're a very interactive, external stimulus person. You like getting around the boys, creating some noise.
I'm back.
No, yeah.
I'm back.
I'm back, baby. If there's no crowd or limited crowd, how will you go?
Well, it's away, so we've got to draw our energy from the boys. So
That's
it'll
right.
be internal with the other 22 out there.
Do you run the pre-game playlist ever?
No, I don't. That's Blake at the moment.
Never been given the license and never
No.
will, I don't reckon.
No,
Poor
he's
old
not.
swag.
No.
I had a taste of his music, and when we were up on our hubs last year, it was very similar.
Very similar.
Like
Too big
hours
and too
on end.
swaggy.
It was all, there was not much variation in
There's
it.
not much variation.
but
How do you
that's
go
what
playing
he
with no
likes.
Yeah.
crowds? Do you actually like playing with no crowds or with crowds? You
I
mind?
don't mind it because you can hear the other guys better.
Yeah.
Especially Matt Taberner.
So when you're trying to talk to Tabs or someone like that,
Yep. Down the line.
Down the line, Tabs!
Yeah.
Tabs!
Mate, you're 90 metres away.
Yeah.
Down the line.
you've got 6 guys on your mate. Kick it.
Mismatch, I got a mismatch.
And if you don't kick it to him, you hear it on the way back. So
So maybe crowds are good. Yeah. And you'll hit some nice form. How are you looking towards the back half of the season?
I've probably been healthy, the healthiest I've been in my short career that I've been. Touch wood.
Yep. Respect.
I was talking to someone. I don't think I've played more than 4 or 5 games before the bye in any of my years. So I'm just want to be healthy and play and improving each week and go from there.
Where do you think we can get to?
I reckon we're looking pretty good the last couple of weeks. So hopefully, if we play well, pushing for finals.
Beautiful. That'd be great.
That's great. That's huge. We've done the numbers. I reckon it's win a few. I reckon if we just win more than we lose, then we'll trend is your friend.
Trend is your friend.
We're heading the right direction.
Well, as we've said, we're not sure what this weekend looks like, but however they can, we'd love the Purple Army to get around us, via television or people in Melbourne if they can get there. That'd be great to see some purple in the arena,
nothing better than seeing a bit of purple when you just kind of,
especially away.
when you
Yeah.
need to find that extra bit.
Yep.
A little bit of purple.
It's great, particularly away.
Nice strong colour.
All right, well, we're off. I reckon we've extracted as much as we can out of the big swaggy. What do you reckon, Griff?
Yeah, I reckon that's good, mate. Well done. Thanks for coming. We know you're nervous. You're a bit jittery, but Jerry jit himself. But nah, mate. Well done. Any last words? Did you enjoy it?
No, it was actually, it was fun once you got into it. At the start, I was a bit nervous, but once you got into it, it was good fun. You boys do well.
Thanks, mate. And everyone else, thanks for tuning in. Drop a 5-star rating, like, subscribe, and cheers. Well done.